And here is it's half of a small red cabbage or purple cabbage. My cabbage just cooks in the oil, in the shallow oil, and this ensures that this the heat in the oil while cooking the purple cabbage in the oil. It fixes the purple coloration, so that it does not leach out into the water. Vegetable, you can see how the sharpness of the purple comes out, how the sharpness of the purple is developed by heating my vegetable in oil. The purple cabbage, we're just going to put it there. The oil was not very hot, and then we're just going to add just a little salt, You heat the red cabbage at relatively higher heat, a relatively higher temperature, so that the oil can heat up and cook. The idea is to cook the purple cabbage quickly. Cook the purple cabbage quickly so that the water does not correct in the cooking pot. To ensure that the water does not correct the water from the cabbage, to ensure that it does not correct in the sufuria, I will heat the cabbage at a relatively higher temperature with the idea of driving out all the steam. The idea is to drive out all the steam. We drive out all the steam from the pot so that the water does not correct in the pot. The purple anthocyanin, or the purple flavonoid in my cabbage is very water soluble, and if I allow it to heat slowly and allow the water to correct in the sufuria, my sharp purple coloration will slowly migrate, and I will not get the sharpness. By the time I remove it from the pot, I will not get the sharpness of the purpleness in the cabbage. The purple cabbage belongs to the class of vegetables called cruciferous vegetables, which includes the white cabbage, it includes the broccoli, it includes the cauliflower, the kale, Brussels sprouts, and these are the compounds. These are the very good vegetables that have got cancer-fighting glucosinolates. They have phytochemicals which are called glycosinolates, which have the ability to fight cancer. And so, apart from the purple coloration of the antioxidants, which are flavonoids, in this red cabbage, our red cabbage also belongs to the cruciferous vegetables, and therefore possesses the glucosinolates, which are very good in protecting our cells from cancer. The glucosinolates in the cruciferous vegetables protect the cells from damage and also from becoming tumorous. So you can see already there is steaming in that sufuria, and all the steam, all the water from the vegetable is being driven out by the heat. Yes, my flame is relatively on the high side. My flame is relatively high to ensure that my cabbage just cooks in the oil, in the shallow oil, and this ensures that this fixes the heat in the oil while cooking the purple cabbage in the oil. It fixes the purple coloration, so that it does not reach out into the water and spoil the sharpness of the color of the purple cabbage. We are going to give it some time. I also don't want to cover it. I don't want to cover it because covering it ensures that that steam doesn't escape, and steam keeps going back into the pot. So you have seen, we have just put it in the shallow oil to saute on its own, to shallow fry on its own, without anything. The beetroot, we are also going to follow the same procedure with the beetroot, so that you can also fix the red coloration of the beetroot. You give it some time. You give it some time so that it heat up. So you can see how heating the purple cabbage in oil brings out its sharpness. It brings out its sharpness. For example, if one could cook it like this, and then you stir fry some chicken with capsicums and onions, and then mix it. After that, one can be able to make samosas or even vegetable pie with this kind of vegetable. You can see how the sharpness of the purple comes out, how the sharpness of the purple is developed by heating my vegetable in oil. This vegetable is now ready. We don't really have to heat it too much. I'll just check how far we are. Red cabbage is a bit thick. The sheets of the cabbage are a bit thick, and they can be a bit hard. Most people eat the red cabbage in salads, but the problem is that when you cook your red cabbage and you add water to it, or your coloration, you reach into the water. Your coloration reaches into the water, and then that affects the sharpness of the color. You see, the purple cabbage, you could serve it on its own that way, and it will really color your dish. It will really give such an attractive color to your dish. And all this coloration, pigmentation, is all flavonoids. Flavonoids, the phytochemicals flavonoids, that are antioxidants, and they are also anti-inflammatories. Let me check again how far. At this point, the cabbage is ready because it is still crunchy. It is still crunchy. I'll just transfer it into a serving dish. I've transferred my purple cabbage in a white dish. You can see how colorful this cabbage is. You can see how colorful our vegetable is.